Hello, Nez Nation. I know this seems really awkward and very, very strange, but I love the background, actually. It's our American flag. I am on vacation with the family, and I just had a few minutes. My kids are asleep right now in the hotel room. And I just had a few minutes. I had to talk about this. So I just apologize. I'm not in my normal studio setting, but did you guys hear? You guys know me, I never quit. Former President Trump raked in a whopping $50 million in an exclusive fundraiser dinner in Florida yesterday. I mean, that is just insane. You guys remember Biden was bragging. It was him, Clinton, and Obama. They were in New York City during fallen officer Jonathan Diller's funeral service, who got shot by that migrant who had over 20 priors. President Trump was actually at that funeral while Biden and Obama and Clinton were out there raising money at a fundraiser with Stephen Colbert. I don't know if you guys remember that. I talked about that. But this is absolutely insane. Let me tell you a little bit more about this. So he more than doubles what Biden did at Radio City Music Hall. Trump said on Truth Social, this is the biggest night in fundraising of all time. So this is just absolutely amazing. They raised a historic $50.5 million at hedge fund manager John Polson, who hosted the inaugural leadership dinner at his Palm Beach mansion with which he says shows Republicans are rallying around Trump. This sold out event has raised the most single political fundraiser in history. So, I mean, this is a huge, huge win for Trump. Saturday's attendees paid between $250,000 and $814,600 per person for the reception and dinner at Paulson's $110 million oceanfront home, not far from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. So sources in Trump's inner circle have called the event a come home to Trump moment. Holy macadamia nuts. Special guests include Vivek Ramaswamy, former GOP rival, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, North Dakota Governor Doug Bergman, WWE co-founder Linda McMahon, Steve Wynn was there, the famous Las Vegas hotelier. Former Senator Kelly Loeffler and hedge fund billionaire Robert Mercer were also in attendance. The event featured, let's see, so it took 3 Democratic presidents to raise $25 million and 1 president to raise $50 million. He doubled that. If that doesn't, so the reason I'm talking about this, the reason I think this is such a huge deal is because of that fact exactly, what I just said. I apologize for moving things around. I'm trying to, this is a mobile studio here, guys. I think that really speaks volumes to the amount of support that we're seeing. I recently did a video on, and you know, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him, especially after what he did in Hawaii and how he's always been kind of an Oprah, minion. But I did a video recently on The Rock saying he's not endorsing Biden. A lot of disillusioned Democrats and independents who are not happy at all. They're finally waking up. And I truly believe it's channels like mine, independent journalists and media organizations, bringing more and more things to light about what's happening with this absolute dysfunctional administration, bringing more and more things into the awareness, the consciousness of the American public that mainstream media won't show. I truly believe it's independent, patriots like myself and others who are really talking about these things. And a lot of people are finally saying, holy mackerel, wait a minute. We've got a crisis at the border. Every time my money doesn't go as far as it used to, every time I go to the grocery store, I mean, so we're in Florida right now. We're in Orlando. And I took my kids not to a fancy restaurant. Okay, mind you, this was not a fancy restaurant. We went to Chili's and we got 1 appetizer, 4 meals, and we got dessert. It was over $100. And I told my wife, and she remembers this too, less than a couple years ago, it would have been half that amount. $100 for a family of four. What's the point of eating out anymore? Gas prices are astronomically high. You've got this transgender affirming care and puberty blockers without understanding what the long-term healthcare ramifications are. More and more people are waking up. They're sick and tired of seeing all of their taxpayer money go to foreign proxy wars, going to Ukraine, giving migrants $15,000 credit cards. Here's a question. Here's something I don't understand. What about hardworking American citizens and veterans who don't have a pot to piss in? Why are we not getting any support? Where's my credit card? I could use a credit card for. I could have used that credit card to pay for dinner last night. How about you? Let me know in the comments. So, I think the fact that the reason I'm talking about this and the reason I'm talking about this on vacation is because I think America is waking up. I think that the support that Trump is getting, and we need to rally all Republicans around Trump. It's not about the person, even if you don't like the person. Look at the policies. Look at what happens when you go get gas. Look at what happens when you go try to feed your family. Look at what happens when you go to the grocery store. If you even are one of these people that considers going out and eating and dining a thing anymore, which I literally, after last night, the food was awful. I mean, no offense, sorry, Chili's, but the food was absolutely abysmal. But to pay $100, like luxury prices, for food that wasn't even that good or tasty, I mean, I told my wife, I go, why don't we? There's no point in going out anymore. I mean, I would rather just grill at home, cook at home, actually have a decent meal. If I'm going to pay that kind of money, I would rather just cook at home. I like to barbecue. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments. The point is that things need to change. It's not about the individual anymore. It's about the policies. And I think this fundraiser, doubling what Obama, Biden, and Clinton did in New York City, which that was supposed to be a historic fundraiser, doubling that in one evening, doubling that, $50 million, historic fundraiser, speaks volumes. It is super symbolic, and everybody on the left is absolutely losing their mind. Biden called it a farce. He said, oh, it's just a bunch of billionaire hedge fund managers that want tax breaks, and they just support somebody who's going to continue to bolster their needs and their narcissistic wants, et cetera, et cetera. No, it's not true. This is a sign that America's changing. They're shifting. More and more people. When you got people like The Rock, it doesn't get much more left than The Rock. When you got people like The Rock saying, I'm not supporting Joe Biden, that speaks volumes. And so I'd love to hear what you guys think. What do you think of this historic fundraising moment that Trump was able to raise that kind of capital, double what Biden, Obama, and Clinton did in Radio City during Jonathan Diller's funeral, no less? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let me know in the comments. As always, super chats and members get first priority, so consider becoming a member. It only costs you a cup of coffee to support the truth here. I try really, really hard to respond to all the comments, but it's literally physically impossible. So members, super chats, and super thanks get first priority. Consider that. If you made it this far, in the pinned comment is our newsletter, the Nez Nation Insider newsletter. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just click on the link. It's also in the show notes and in the description of the video. Just click on the link, click on the option for free newsletter, and you're in. Give us your best email. Bada boom, you're in. As always, Nez Nation, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will be trying to post as much as I can. I need to spend time with family, obviously. But if you don't see a ton of videos this week, don't panic. We'll be back in full swing after this week. Stay tuned. I've got so much to share. We are not going to stop cooking. We're going to continue going. The election is less than 7 months away. We got so much to talk about. So stick around. More to come. Check out these videos showing up on the screen right now. Follow, subscribe. I love you. God bless you, your families. And as always, God bless America. I'll see you soon.